Greetings of the day, children. I hope you all are doing very well and you all are maintaining your notebook hopefully. So just a gentle reminder about your notebook so that you keep your notebook updated so that you can revisit concept what you have done in the previous session. You should be aware of it. So let us see what we are doing in this session. In the Zoom session we have done MCQs which was left for acid, base and salts. So now in this session we are going to continue with the new chapter we have already started with, that is transportation in animals and plants, part 2. So let us see what are we going to do. In the previous session we have seen how transportation system is important in our body, in human body. All the nutrients requirement, water, oxygen has to be transported to each and every part of the body. And you have seen blood, how very important blood is, how it plays a very important role in the transportation system in human. You have seen all that, children. So let us see what are we having in this components of blood and blood plasma. So let us see what are the components of blood. Blood can perform several functions because of different substances present in it. So blood is not a single component. It has many other components like WBC, RBC, blood platelets, blood plasma. So let us see the components of blood. First thing we will see under components of blood, we will see blood plasma. What is blood plasma? The liquid substance present in the blood. Blood flows, as you know, it's in liquid state at room temperature. So because of blood plasma, almost 55% of the blood is blood plasma. The plasma facilitates the transportation of different substances throughout the body. The blood plasma is made up of water, salts, fats, proteins and sugar. So even blood plasma consists of so many things you can see over here, and it is liquid in a state at room temperature, and because of that blood flows. I hope this is clear. So we have seen the function of blood, all the various important functions we have seen in the previous session. So in this session we are going to see the important components of blood. The first important component is blood plasma. Next, red blood cells, that is also called as erythrocytes. So RBC is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. So here they are present in ample amount in the blood, 40 to 45%. They are red in color because they contain special pigment called hemoglobin, as I told you. And a very important role over here, please do never forget, all the important points should be written in the notebook. The oxygen which we take in, which we breathe in, it binds itself with the hemoglobin which is there in the blood, and hence reaches every cell of the body through the blood. So the hemoglobin is the oxygen carrier. That plays a very important role. That's why RBC is very important in the blood, because it contains hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the pigment or a substance which will carry oxygen with itself to each and every part of the body. Such an important role of RBC. What does white blood cells do in the body? That is also called as leukocytes. So they are present in fewer amounts, almost 1%, but perform a vital role, vital function in the body. They are the actually soldiers of the body. They fight against diseases or any germs attacking our body, our blood. The cells fight against the germs present in the body. That's why they are called as the soldiers of the body. And if they increase in number, if you check your blood, if you go for blood testing, and if you find the WBC cells have increased in your body than the normal range, it means there's some kind of infection in the body. There's some kind of attack of germs in the body. That means there's some kind of attack of foreign bodies in the body. Why? Because white blood cells, they increase in number only when your body blood is attacked by some other foreign bodies. So in response, the soldiers will increase in size. That is actually your immunity. When we talk about immunity, is actually about your white blood cells. How you can improve your white blood cells, how you will take care of your infection, how you will keep away the germs. Blood platelets, these are the cells that helps in the formation of blood clot. That is extremely important. Otherwise, you have learned in the previous session when we were talking about the functions of the blood. Blood clotting is important because if you have a minor cut or a minor injury, all the blood will be lost from your body and it may lead to death. So that's why blood has to clot, it has to thicken at the point where you have injury so that the blood is not lost. So blood platelets do this very important role, and they prevent the blood from flowing out of the body due to an injury. So each and every components of the blood is extremely important. So blood is not only made of a single component, as you have seen, made up of blood plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, blood platelets. All these are very important. So components of blood, you can see over here: red blood cells, blood platelets, white blood cells, and blood plasma. You please draw this diagram and color it with the help of color pencil. Children, will be very interesting to you, and it will stay in your memory that you have all these components of blood. Do not draw this diagram and do some coloring to this. These are the components of blood. Each and every component extremely important. Blood vessels. What are blood vessels? So we have seen the functions of the blood. We have seen the components of the blood. Now what is blood vessels? A body contains tube-like structures called the blood vessels that help in the transportation of blood throughout our body. So how you have pipes, water pipes to carry water to all the areas, to all the localities, to all the residential places, to our homes. How water reach to our place, how water reaches to our house, because of all the network of water pipeline connections. Similarly, there should be some connection, some network in our body where the blood can transport easily. So it is like a pipeline. So our body contains tube-like structure called the blood vessel that helps the transportation of blood through our body. Similar like water pipelines. Our body contains two types of blood vessels based on the functions they perform. So there are two types of blood vessels, two types of tube-like structure which can transport blood. They are arteries and veins. Please take down these points. Now see the differences between arteries and veins. Why they being differentiated as arteries and veins? Because they have different role to perform. What are the roles they perform? Let us see, and how they are being differentiated. Write down in a tabular form and make points of comparison between them, children. So your arteries. First point, these blood vessels carry blood from the heart that contains oxygen into different parts of the body. So this tube-like structure that is called as arteries, they will take the oxygenated blood from the heart and it will take this blood to all the various parts of the body. Whereas veins, these blood vessels carry blood that is rich in carbon dioxide from the body organs to the heart. That means whatever cells in the body, all the various organs perform some function, that is respiration. The cells perform respiration. It gives out carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide has to be exhaled out of the body. As you all know, we breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So that has to be given out of the body. So that has to be carried out properly. How that is done? By veins. These veins will take the carbon dioxide rich blood. So the blood which is deoxygenated, that means it is a lack of oxygen, where it has more of carbon dioxide, that is impure blood. That will be taken from the body organ to the heart, where the heart will perform its function, and oxygenated blood will be given out to all the various parts of the body. So the veins will carry carbon dioxide rich blood from the body organs to the heart. So just see from the heart and to the heart, see the differences between arteries and veins. Arteries have thick walls as the blood pressure is quite high in these blood vessels. So since the oxygenated blood has to be supplied to various parts of the body, This has a thick wall because the blood pressure over here is quite high. So withstand that blood pressure. These have a thick walls, whereas veins do not have thick walls as the blood pressure is quite low in them. Arteries, they are narrow so that the blood can flow quickly through them. So they are narrow, whereas veins are wider than the arteries. Arteries, they do not contain walls, as the blood in arteries always flow in the right direction due to the pumping of the heart. So it will not have any walls which will regulate open and closing. That system is not there in arteries, because it has to flow in always in the right direction to the pumping of the heart. Whereas veins, they contain walls, they will have a opening and closing system that prevent blood from flowing in the opposite direction. So since it is a carbon dioxide rich blood carrying tube, this has to have a wall, that so that it will not have a backflow or the opposite direction of the blood. I hope this is very clear. Take down these points as comparison. Take down the table. I hope the session was interesting to you all children, and all very important points you have taken down in your notebook, children. I am very much hopeful. Thank you children, and have a great day.